Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Susan, Miss Mama, coming to you live from, I keep looking at my watch. It's 2 o'clock Eastern Time on Wednesday, February the 28th. And I guess it must be, is it a leap year because we don't have 29 days? Or is it not a leap year because we do? I don't know. I don't remember when the leap year stuff happens, but I think this year might be a leap year because there's only 28 days in February. Anyways, I am coming to you live from Hot Mess Mama headquarters. We're going to talk a little bit today about parenting hacks. So I had put a post out there earlier this morning asking you all if you could submit to me some of your best parenting hacks and tricks so that we could talk about them today, because I know moms are always looking for some kind of shortcut or some kind of savior that's so simple that you think to yourself, gosh, why didn't I think of that? That's brilliant, right? So I have a couple that I know that I use that I've learned from other moms, but I was curious if there were other ones that you might have. So if you're all out there, let's comment, give me some feedback, let me know what you might be doing at home so we can kind of talk about your tips and tricks and your hacks. My favorite hack is the one that you saw in that picture that I had, where it's basically you use that, it's not saran wrap, it's not clear cellophane wrap, it's that Glad press and seal stuff, the press and seal stuff, right? And what you do is, if you have I have a kid, my kid's, 6 now, but he was not quite, he was done with sippy cups, but he was, if you wanted to give him a smoothie or something like that, you should need to drink through a straw. He couldn't really, I was always worried, especially if I went in my car or if I just let him roaming around the house, for him to be walking around the house with a smoothie in a cup with just a straw, right? So the brilliance to this is you just take their, it could be plastic, glass, it could be anything. You take, obviously with the kid, you use plastic. You use plastic cups and you put, your beverage in it, and then and like I said, I usually did this with smoothies when my kids were older, just because they tend to be, it's not like it's just water. No, hey, I can, clean it up. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Good to see you on here, Miss Sarah. So then you just simply take this plastic wrap, it's the Glad press and seal wrap, and you put it over the top of the cup like that, right? That has your stuff in it. And then you literally just pop a straw in it like that. And it kind of creates a seal. It's not 100% seal tight, not going to have a drip or a drop, but it'll do the trick in a pinch, like if you're visiting grandma or grandpa, or if you want to jump in the car, or my daughter just spilled water all over the counter, or jump in the car with something that's not water, because water's a big deal, it dries, right? But when we're talking stinky milk, or we're talking a smoothie or something like that, I'm multitasking. My daughter literally spilled an entire bottle of water on my countertop. That you can use this trick. I love this trick. It's awesome. Juice, milk, smoothies. Great for the kid that's transitioning. Not quite he's not in a sippy cup anymore. Not really into full-blown open cups. This is a great trick. So that's my favorite hack. Now there's another really great hack that I used from one of my other mommy friends. It's from Heather Pilgreen. Heather Pilgreen and I used to play on we'd go to the Sonic burger place, and they have those great, playgrounds with the sand boxes and the sand pits and all that kind of stuff to play with. And then there was, you play at your school's parks and playgrounds and stuff, and you get sand everywhere, right? Your kid plays in all this stuff, takes his socks and shoes off, gets it in his hands, gets it on his feet, and then you got to put that kid in your car. That's never any fun, because then you got all this sand in your car, right? And your kid's screaming that it's itchy because he's got all this sand on him, and that's not fun. So Heather Pilgreen taught me this really awesome trick. Always keep a little thing of talcum powder in your car, like baby powder, keep it in your car, because apparently, obviously it's super fine. And if you take the talcum powder and you rub it all over their hands and feet, it absorbs all of the moisture from the sand and literally just takes the sand right off. So you just you plop them on the side of the side of the car or whatever, shake it in your hands, rub it all over their hands and feet, and it takes the sand off. Granted, you will have that powder on, but at least it's better than the sand, right? It smells better, wipes clean easier, and it's not stuck in your car, that gritty, yucky sand. And your kids feel better because they don't have that itch on them. My daughter is really pushing my buttons today. So that's my second hack. And that is, again, a favorite. I'm just putting my daughter down because she's kind of making me crazy right now. So that's talcum powder hack. Then my third hack, I have not found it to be very successful, and maybe you guys have a tip for me on this. My daughter's in potty training stages right now. And so she likes to be very independent. She likes to go on the potty and she likes to try to wipe herself, which means that she's gonna take some toilet paper and is not dexterous enough to rip a piece off or two pieces off, but it's just the roll that rolls, right? Or it's, you know, she just likes to roll the paper like a cat, rolling the paper off of the roll. So how do you like kind of almost lock the paper on the roll so that she can get one or two little squares, but not like unravel the entire roll, right? So I kind of went out there for hacks about that. And then there's all these things on Pinterest that you can kind of like jerry rig all of these. Like you literally need to like have a saw and nails and like wood glue. And I was like, okay, I can't, no, I don't need that. But there is a product they sell on Amazon. I don't even remember what the name of it is, but I'll show it to you. And so I bought it because it was like $6. And I thought, okay, if it works, great. If it doesn't, who cares, right? $6, it's not gonna break the bank. So it's this thing that sits over, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Okay, so it is, I'm trying to adjust my camera so that you can see it. Here it is. It's like this. It's, I'll look it up and I'll put the links in the Facebook Live post. This is what it is. It's literally like two pieces of plastic with a little elastic in the middle. And you're supposed to feed one end through and then pop it and lock it. And then your kid is only supposed to be able to get, you know, maybe one, or it delays the pull on the squirt, but it, you know, so it works until you pull the stuff off, because then when you pull the stuff off, look where the roll is. Like the paper's here and the roll is underneath it. So like it does, you know what I mean? So then now I'm going to pull it and it's going to get stuck again over here. So it works. Is it perfect? Is it brilliant? No, but you know, like I said, I didn't have to like get out my saw and nails and wood glue in order to try to make it work. They also kind of say that you can reverse it, and some people have better success with reversing it so that you put it on backwards if you want a tighter seal. But then it just makes it really problematic for anyone that, wait a minute, I just did this wrong. It makes it problematic for anybody that like wants to, here, this is the backwards way. It makes it problematic for anyone that's like, you know, an adult that's in the bathroom, because then you literally get one square off the thing because it's a much tighter grip, right? So look, like this is it. You can't even really, you get one square. And as an adult, that's really annoying. So you can do it, but you know, it's supposedly, you know, you just kind of pop it off here if you know, and you can unlock it whenever you want. But I've found that it's kind of been more hassle than help. So, you know, because my kid's still, you know, because then what happens? She doesn't get enough toilet paper and she doesn't get a good wipe. So it's the lesser of two evils. You can use it and, you know, maybe they only get one or two squares. And then you as an adult are kind of annoyed every time you're restricted with your toilet paper usage. Or you just kind of let them roll the roll. You know, maybe just rolling the roll is a solution, because kids are going to be kids and they got to learn. So it's just an annoyance that us moms need to deal with. But that was kind of, if you have a hack for that, I'll take it. I would love to know what your hacks are for that. Oh, look, my daughter got into markers. She's now, I don't even know what she's coloring. She could be coloring all over my furniture. Oh, now she wants to wash her hands. Okay, are your kids really into washing hands? My daughter is super into washing her hands, like all the time. She just loves it. And brushing her teeth, because I think she just likes to play in the water. Oh, she's got a marker on her finger. You better go wash it. Go wash your hands. Just got to get the stool. Okay, so that's my 3 hacks that I wanted to talk to you about today. Was putting that wrap on the cup like this. My favorite hack. Second favorite hack is the talcum powder trick with the sand. Wouldn't spend any money on it unless you're really desperate. Hack. Could work, couldn't work. Kind of annoying. Toilet paper roll thing, which we talked about, the toilet roll paper saver. There was also something else I thought was really kind of cool, but I don't know if it works. And I don't know if now you know how like as moms we have to cover the outlets for our you know, for our kids so they're not like jamming their fingers in our electrical outlets. Some mom came up with this hack to use a Band-Aid and put a Band-Aid over the electrical outlet so the kid can't get into it. So I guess that probably will only work until a certain age, until your kid figures out how to take the Band-Aid off. But at that point, they probably could take the plastic plug thing out as well. So let's try this out, see how this fares. This Band-Aid may not be big enough to cover my entire outlet. So let's see what we think about this hack. Okay, so can you see my outlet? Okay, can you see the outlet? I'll move it again. Okay, so this is, the traditional, you buy a pack of 100 of these things that go into your outlets. Now, this is the Band-Aid, buy a box for, I don't know, a couple bucks, or have a couple of these around the house, or you're in a hotel room, or maybe you're going to Grandma and Grandpa's house and you need to baby-proof Grandma and Grandpa's house. I don't know, let's see how this works. So you just put it over the outlet. Well, I guess that works, and that's kind of brilliant. Not very attractive, but it'll work in a pinch. I guess that's a pretty decent hack. That's a pretty decent hack. But you know what? Couldn't duct tape do the same thing? But I wonder if duct tape is too adhesive. Like if it would stick too much and leave too much of a residue. Or if kids could have the dexterity to pull off duct tape better than they could pull this off. This is actually kind of genius. I think that's probably a decent hack. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know if it's just as cost effective to get these, like a box of these, because you get like 25 in a box, or get, a box of Band-Aids. But either way, this is a great hack if you're, in a place where you can't easily get these, and you don't want little Joey to stick his finger in the outlet. So I give that a thumbs up. I don't know. What do you think? Think that's a good hack? Well, you'll remember this when you're in a hotel room desperately seeking some sort of help with that. Thankfully, my kids never were like kids that like to play in the toilets, because I know that they have like toilet lid locks and stuff, and we've never had to, knock on wood, ever use those. But I wonder if there's a hack for that. And if any of you moms know what that hack would be to like make sure that the kids, can't get into the toilet, and how you can easily lock it. I'm almost thinking that I saw something about that with like a bungee cord or something. I don't remember, but I remember that there was something out there. Y'all need to chime in and tell me what it is that you've seen out there. So I thought that those were pretty cool. I thought that those were pretty cool hacks. Maybe I'll get online next week and do another one of some other the ones that I found. I thought one that was just absolutely ridiculous that I found online was it's called the hack is called sprinkles on everything. So literally, moms and dads are like putting those rainbow sprinkles on literally anything their kid won't eat. So I literally saw a picture of a head of broccoli that must have been dipped in some kind of maybe like butter or water or something, probably butter, and then dipped and rolled like an ice cream cone in sprinkles. And they swear that like if you put their kid will eat the broccoli now because it's got sprinkles on it, or they put sprinkles on the spaghetti, or I'm like, okay, that's kind of, I feel like that's defeating the whole nutritional value of the broccoli, but maybe it is. Maybe that's just a way to get your kids introduced into a food and into a texture or something like that by putting something that they love on top of it. Just so that they can get used to it, and then you can kind of wean yourself off the sprinkles. I don't know. Have any of you ever tried that? That kind of makes me feel very Buddy the Elf. Like, remember Buddy the Elf, how he was like putting maple syrup and like candy corn all over his pasta? Yeah. And so I kind of, that one's, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that one, but maybe some of you moms had success with that. Chime in here. Let me know what you think about that. I'm just looking at my list here to see if there was anything else that I wanted to talk about. Oh, I did get a post from our friend Kara. Kara was the Edlin, and she suggested she's got an older son, and she's got she's not even one yet. She's less than 1 year old, like infant, and she said that she found that there's a hack. Instead of her obviously kids are teething, and instead of using that Orajel, really chemically based Orajel stuff that you buy in the store to put on their teeth to soothe their teeth, that apparently you could use vanilla extract. And that soothes in a similar way. But she says it also kind of it's got a better smell, probably has a better taste, and makes their breath smell nice, and that's all wonderful. But I'm assuming, because knowing Kara, she's a super responsible mom, what I don't understand is that how does that alcohol, because there's a tiny itty bitty bit of alcohol in extract. So does that alcohol is there any problem having that alcohol in there? And is there like an alcohol-free I think that there might be some sort of like alcohol-free vanilla extract out there. But you know, vanilla extract ain't cheap anymore. I mean, like, because vanilla beans are super in high demand, and there's very little of them out there anymore. So like the true vanilla, which is just pure vanilla extract, is very hard to find in stores and is very expensive. So you know, you got to really read your labels. But again, Kara, leave comments in here on what kind of vanilla extract that you're using so that other moms can benefit from that. Hey, Lizzie, how are you? I'm so glad that you joined. So that was a great hack about using vanilla on teething gums for babies. Now, when I was a kid, like literally, like my mom would like use brandy. I mean, she would dip our pacifiers in brandy, or she would, you know, put our gums in brandy, because that was what, you know, it was acceptable 40 some years ago when I was, you know, teething. That was just the way that it was, that, you know, that's how you soothed a baby that had tooth pains. Or even a colicky baby, was to use brandy or whiskey on a pacifier or on their gums. I remember my mom making me hot toddies. Does anybody out there know what a hot toddy is? I think I remember having a hot toddy when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. That was probably my first one that I can remember. But hot toddy is basically like tea with tons of lemon, tons of honey, and brandy or whiskey. And so like there's the citrus vitamin C of the lemon, and then there's the honey that coats your throat, and then there's the whiskey, which just takes all the pain away, apparently. So I can't believe it. That's what they did. That's just what they did. So those are my hacks that I wanted to talk about today. I've got some others, but maybe I'll reserve those for another broadcast. But you know, I see that there's a couple of you out there. There's Elizabeth. I know Sarah's out there. Kara. You know, certainly chime in with what you've done. That's been a great hack. I'm sure, Lizzie, that you've got awesome hacks from your girls. I bet you they've taught you awesome stuff, especially because she always comes in with those kids with this great hair, like they're braided or they're like up in rubber bands and like cupos and stuff. And my daughter screams bloody murder every time I get anywhere near her hair. Doesn't want me to brush it. Doesn't even want me to like gather it. Like just gathering it freaks her out, because she claims it hurts. So if you've got any great hacks, Lizzie, about brushing hair, and because her hair is my daughter's hair is getting really long now, and it's getting more and more tangly and difficult to brush. So if you have like a tangle hack, that'd be awesome. So, well, I think, like I said, I've got a list of other ones that I think I'm going to tackle on another day, but certainly, please chime in with your comments on some of your best hacks, and maybe we can address them on my next broadcast. That would be great. I know that I got a bunch of hacks for kind of soothing sick kids and stuff like that. I'll go into those now because we're on that topic of, you know, gums, teething, and, you know, sicknesses. There was another hack that they were saying that you can like take a lollipop, and you know, sometimes you have that horrible tasting medicine that your kids have to eat. You like fill up the little cup, the measuring cup of the medicine, and you take the lollipop and you dip the lollipop in the medicine and give it to the kid, and you just keep dipping it and giving it to the kid until the medicine in the cup is gone. I thought that was pretty genius, right? But then you got to worry about choking hazards if your kids are too young, you know, and they're going to chew on it, on the lollipop, instead of suck on it. So that's just, you know, something to consider. Kind of all depends on how, you know, adept your kids are with that. Then there was one about apparently marshmallows. Like maybe this is an old wives' tale, or maybe some of you out there have a hack for this, or maybe you've used it, or, you know, but they're saying that marshmallows kind of help children with sore throats. So that you're supposed to give your child mini marshmallows to soothe the sore throat. And they're like, it might have something to do with the sugar. It might have something to do with the gelatin that's in there, but it does help coat and soothe the sore throat. Never thought of that before. Maybe y'all have used that hack before, or a similar hack. Let me know about that. I would love to know about that. And then there was one more. It was for really little kids, like little babies that are still with pacifiers, that like you can take the medicine. Okay, so I'll have to show you a picture of it, but like you take their pacifier, right? And if it's an old pacifier, you can nip the end of the pacifier off, and you put the, what's the word I'm looking for? The dropper. So you know how you go in your Benadryl, you go in your Tylenol, or whatever prescription med you have, and you use the dropper to measure out the amount of meds that they're supposed to have. Then you stick it through the pacifier, and then, you know, with the end of the pacifier kind of nipped off, and let your kids suck on the pacifier like they always do while you drip the medicine in. So that's for those kids that are really are fearful of the dropper or like know the medicine is coming, but for whatever reason that, the comfort of the pacifier and the sucking action of the pacifier helps them kind of suck the drops out of the dropper. I've never used that one before because I never really had a problem with it. My kids have always been really good about taking medicine, but like that would be a really great hack. I don't know if anyone of you have ever used that or if you have a different hack that you use for that. So, all right, I know I keep saying, I'm going to give you one more hack. Oh, no, I'm done. No, I'm done. Okay, now I'm officially done. So I'm going to give you some time to think about your favorite hacks, and I'll be going live again probably next week, and would love to discuss what you've done as tips and tricks that could help all of us fellow moms who are just trying to get through another day. Post some stuff out there so we can talk about it next time. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and if you found any of these things helpful, let me know. I'd love to know your experience. Have a great day, moms. Hang in there.